This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we'll start with our class demo session today. Yes. So welcome again, everyone. I'll just see whether my mic is my mic is on. Yeah. Welcome everyone for the demo session of performance testing. We are going to see uh, in a way that how the performance testing is conducted and why it is important, and overall where the performance testing will come in the SDLC lifecycle, and for whom the course is, and how I will be going to teach again this demo session and the whole classes, right? So this demo session, it will be difficulty level will be medium, so that people who should be able to understand, they should also understand, and the people are capable of understanding complex stuff, they're going to understand, right? So I want your utmost concentration and patience, so that we'll go and look into it. Okay. So we'll start with software development life cycle. Why? Because to develop anything, to construct anything, or to manufacture anything, we need a life cycle, right? For example, if I take it as a motorcycle, for example, your favorite bike, Royal Enfield. So it should be first design should be there, and we need to think what, how many wheels should be there, two wheels or four wheels or five wheels, and what kind of engine, what kind of cc, or all the mileage, everything will be designing in the initial phases. Then we'll go for the planning and all, setting up our manufacturing unit. All these things will be happening. Then we'll start manufacturing. For example, small parts we'll get it from other vendors. We'll assemble all the parts, and we'll make a motorcycle out of it, or we'll make a car out of it. Okay. Once the car or bike has been manufactured, what will happen, we'll do a testing, right? So can anyone tell me what kind of testing we'll do for any car to have the safety rating, like 5 rating, 4 rating cars and all? Can anyone tell me what kind of test they'll do for rating, safety rating, they'll give for a car? Crash test they'll do, right? They'll keep a dummy and they'll do a crash test. Why? Because to give the safety. How much promise the company like Honda, Tata, any other car manufacturing company giving their customers, how much safety they are giving, they are measuring through the car, this kind of test, right? So that will happen, and they will put those cars in any uh, any store or any outlet, so that we can go there and see and test drive and buy. So all these things are so same like that. In developing an application, we are having performance, I mean, software development lifecycle. In that, we'll gather the requirements, what kind of application we need to make. We'll plan how we are going to make that application, who we need to hire, what kind of platforms we need to use. Then design means what is the workflow should look like, what are the stages of this software development life cycle. Then build, we'll start coding it. So front end developers, back end developers, everyone will come here and they'll develop the application. Then code testing, so testing where generally typically we come. Okay. Then we'll go in depth of what is there in code testing and all. Then we'll deploy and maintenance. So this is the overall performance, I mean, software development life cycle. In this whole life cycle, where we do come, we'll do come at fifth stage. Sometimes these steps will be 6, 7, 5, it varies, but overall picture is this, correct? So then coming to testing, uh, what we are having is, we are having performance testing life cycle. So before going to performance testing life cycle, I just want to briefly introduce what are the things are there in the testing, correct? So I'll just draw a layout that are, who is our big elephant, who we need to address here. Who is the big elephant here? Elephant in the room is testing. I'm sorry, it's very little, but consider it as testing. It's coming. testing. Correct. So in software development life cycle, testing is one of the major part, and in testing there are majorly two things, two segregations are there in testing. One aspect is functional testing. Another aspect is, I bet few of most of the people you have heard about functional testing. Correct. I think you might have heard. If I give you the names of the testing types, that you will be getting idea. Have you ever heard of manual testing? Have you
Are
ever
you
heard of
sharing a
automation?
screen? Are you sharing a screen?
Yes, yes, yeah. Oh, I didn't share the screen. Huh? Okay. Thanks for that. Yeah. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, as a picture of a representation, this is the software development lifecycle. We have HD is also called HDLC. In that, the testing part is where we stand. Correct. Then we have performance testing. This is what we'll do as a performance tester. But before going into the life cycle of performance testing, we'll discuss about testing, overall testing, what it is there and where we'll stand. Correct. So there in testing, if you say in overall any application development or any development, we have functional and non-functional testing. So functional testing, we have manual and automation testing. I think most of the people, are majority of the people, you might have heard about these two testings. And in non-functional testing, we have performance testing, security testing, and other testings as well. We'll go deep into that in future. Okay. So what is functional testing? For us to know about performance testing, before going into it, for us to, it's very important to know about what is testing and what is functional testing. First of all, what is manual testing is, for example, you are a user in Facebook or Amazon. Correct. You have username and password. You will log in and you will go to home page. Doing same thing manually, you are doing manually, but say doing same thing, any application which is under development is called manual testing. That's that simple. One person will have lot of activities, for example, logging, add to cart, search, booking the product, checking whether the particular product is uh, properly booked or not, whether the price which has been there in that particular product is correctly showing or not. When I'm doing the payment, is payment gateway is working properly? Manually, if I'm checking, entering the details manually, that is called manual testing. What is automation testing is, and actually what we are testing with manual testing, what we're checking the functionality. When I click when I enter username and password, if that username and password is working or not, whether that login button is working or not. For example, I'll share my screen. um, we'll go to Facebook. I don't have Facebook, so don't worry. I won't be showing you my these thing. So for example, test user at the rate of gmail.com, and user is there. Okay. And password is password. I'm just giving here. Password is password 1234, something like that. What manual tester will do, he'll enter like this. It's a Facebook application. It is famous. This all the testing has been done, all this already. Consider it's a demo application which is in production, which is in development phase. Okay. So when I click on this one, there are like two things going to happen: whether it's going to be logged in, or will it throw an error. Okay, because these things are wrong, it will throw an error. It will throw an error. Your request has been haven't been processed. Okay. If the username password is correct, it will log in. So validating this is what a manual tester will do. Okay. This with one user. Okay. Doing the same thing through tools. For example, if 100 people click on this login button, will this login button work or not? will this login button function or not, will that code will be able to process all this and will be able to give the all the home pages for all the 100 users or not. That's we are going to check with automation testing. Correct. So here we are checking the functionality. Remember, functionality means whether login function, this login function, this create new account function means the activities. This what this button will do, this will act as a login to the home page. So whether this functionality is working properly or not, we are going to check. Coming to performance, here also we'll be going to do testing with multiple users. Okay, basically we are checking here performance, not the functionality. Functionality is working properly because automation testing, manual testing is done. Now coming to performance, how the performance testing will be done is with with the tool of with the help of tools and with the help of virtual users. Okay, those that we are going to see now, with the help of virtual users. Testing. Okay. Okay. So here now we know what is functional testing, what is what is functional testing, manual and automation. So in non-functional testing, we know that we are not doing the functionality test, but what we are doing, in the name only it is there, correct? We are checking the performance of the application. So what is performance? For example, in big billion days at 2013-14 or somewhere where the big billion day have started, you might have seen applications not working. It's the pages itself is it won't open. You can't even search these things. There, the thing is it is having performance issues. Correct. For example, if you are having 10th class results or plus 2 plus 1 results, if you try to open it at the peak time, you can't load the results. You need to go net center where the network bandwidth is high, or else different accounts you should go and you need to check it because of the performance issues. Correct. Same thing, we will try to measure the performance of the application by testing with multiple users. Okay. For example, take example Amazon as example. We all know Amazon. We all know Amazon. So for example, we are buying a product here. Buying a product. All of us are trying to buy a product. There are other scenarios also, other things what we will do with Amazon. For example, tracking the order, adding to the watch list, and checking the past orders. These are all a few activities. But mainly consider we are doing add to cart. For example, what Jeff Bezos is doing now, he want to test the application with 1 lakh users. That is his requirement because in 2013-14, the users are came unexpectedly. There are more number of users. Application was not able to get those requests processed, or it was not able to handle that particular number of users. So what happened? He saw that in 2013 or 14, 1 lakh users came into his application. So in this year also he is expecting 1 lakh users to come into his application. 1 lakh. 1 lakh users he's going to test. So generally, when we'll know the performance of the application, generally before finding out, for example, remove performance testing is not there. Okay, when we'll know is when the real-time users like you and me guys, we will go to Amazon at a time and we'll try to 1 lakh people try to buy the product and see how the application performance is happening, whether all of us are able to book the products, or all of us are able to search the product, whether application is slow, fast, or lagging, or not giving the correct products or not. That is the only way. So when the performance testing is introduced, after the performance testing is introduced, for us there is no need of 1 lakh people to do the testing. Okay, why it is 1 lakh people we can't test in real time? like even Jeff Bezos is rich guy, he can't able to do it with 1 lakh. Why? Because he need to get 1 lakh people. He need to hire 1 lakh people. He need to get 1 lakh laptops, internet connections, and he should ask all the 1 lakh people to hit the login button at the same time to check its performance. Is it feasible? Is it practically correct? It's not practically correct, because it will cost a lot of money. Second thing, even though he will give the signal, you and me can't hit the users at a time, hit the login buttons at a time, so there will be a lag. So to solve this issue with the help of the performance testing tools like LoadRunner and JMeter, we are solving this issue. How we are solving this issue? With tools, with the help of tools, we will be able to simulate these 1 lakh users. So it is cost effective. So what is the advantage of using this LoadRunner? What is the advantage? The first advantage is it is cost effective, and there is no need to hire a lot of people. Resource utilization will be properly happening. Second thing is, before I'm going to live, or before all the users coming into my application, beforehand only I'm checking that whether these many users, whether my application is able to handle or not. Will be able to check. What happens with that? There's a huge advantage in that. Okay, what happens if why we need to test, and what happens if we test earlier? Correct. So I'll just what happens is, for example, in Amazon, the application is slow. It is not booking at all. So same day, big billion day, Flipkart also hack up. You automatically go to Flipkart. Correct. If the Flipkart is working properly. So what's happening? There is a business loss if my application is slow. Correct. So I am getting protected by this. It's very difficult to acquire customers. It's very difficult to keep the customers. So to be in the competition, to not to lose our business, performance testing will be needed. So through performance testing, we are promising our clients that, see boss, with 1 lakh users, which you are anticipating in the next cycle, we will be able to sustain that. It's because of different kind of performance testing types we will be doing, and through the help of performance testing. So this is the second and most important advantage of performance testing. Okay. So any doubts here, any clarifications, anything that you guys need, you can ask now. We'll go after this to the next slide. Okay, I'll take it as a no, and we'll go forward. Again, at the end also you can ask. We'll have a Q&A there, and then you can write it down. We can take it up in the end also. Correct. So yeah, yes. So one more thing, guys. I need a small favor from you. Just type your name and phone numbers in the chat, so that I'll be sharing these documents and today's recording and course details with you. Correct. So parallelly, I will give you 2 minutes of your 2 minutes time. You kindly please do that. I'll just stop sharing for 2 minutes. Please provide your name and phone number, so that I'll be giving you the details. Yeah, that is so sweet of you guys. I think I got almost all the people, but if anyone is not giving, kindly give that. And yeah, I'll reshare my screen. That was very fast. It is under 1 minute. 1 second. I'll reshare my screen. Yes, someone raised his or her hand. Manipreet, you have raised your hand. Any doubt you have? Okay, we'll go forward, guys. Okay, so thanks for that. So performance testing is the testing we are going to do. Now we'll know exactly. Even you can tell anyone, or if you someone asks you, you have clarity that why we are going to do performance testing. So we are using a tool called LoadRunner, so that you need to kind of will be having in touch. So if there is anything that you needed, you can contact the below number. So we have seen the development life cycle. Any application, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, any application, will be developed in the same manner. Okay, the laws, the steps are universal. Okay, they will be here and there are small changes, but it is there. So coming to performance testing life cycle, as we discussed, everything should have a life cycle, right? So performance also we have one beautiful life cycle. So as development life cycle, here also we will gather the requirements. But what requirements will gather? We'll gather non-functional requirements. Why non-functional? Because performance testing comes under non-functional testing. Correct. So that's why we have first we'll gather all the requirements. What kind of requirements we are going to gather, we'll see in the future. Okay, I'll give you entire list, I'll give you entire explanation and templates as well. So test strategy formation, test strategy, test approach, test planning, everything is same. So here what we will do, whatever the NFRs or non-functional requirements we have gathered, we'll put it in a paper and we'll strategize our strategy how we are going to test. This also we're going to see the multiple examples in future. I'll try to give one homework for you in future so that you can have your hands-on practice. Okay, so this everything you need to do it once. At starting it will be difficult if you see it, but once you put it a hands on, do it at least one time, it's good, very good place to start with. Okay, designing the test, and just now I'll be going to show you how the designing going to test will be there, execution of so we'll go one by one. Okay, these things are kind of theory part. I'll tell you hands on also. I'll show you test designing part. Test designing part. So what will be there in test designing part is the question. So NFR we will gather the requirements like simple things. What is your application does? Is it a e-commerce application? Is it a banking application? Correct. Is it a automobile application? All these things. Approach. So what kind of test we need to do? What is the time frame in non-functional testing? Is performance testing done or not in this previous in this kind of testing? Some other requirements also will gather that we'll put in the strategy, then we are done. And what kind of scenarios we need to test, what kind of pages we need to test, right? So coming to test design, what we are going to do in test design is, for example for example so guys, you remember functional testing, right? We will test everything in functional testing. We'll test almost all 100% in functional manual and automation testing. What is 100%? Each and every settings, each and every button, each and every aspect of the application, whatever the text you are seeing, whatever the links you are seeing, everything they are going to test. But coming to performance testing, we can't test everything and anything. We can't test everything and anything. We'll be able to test only the frequently used aspect only. Because for example, go to settings is there in the Facebook. We have 100 users are coming into that application. Only 2 people will be using settings button. Is there anything needed? Is there any requirement to do performance testing there? No, there is no need, because 2 people obviously it will support. 1 or 2 people it will obviously support. Where we are checking the performance, when we are checking the performance, when 100 people, 1 lakh people, 10,000 people, or all these 5k people, all these people will come into the application and do their activities, then we'll check the performance. Like a best example is big billion day. Correct. So for example, here we'll take example as Amazon only. I'm showing how typically the test design will happen and what and all things will be there in test design. Okay, typical things. First one is launch. What is launch? www.amazon.com, hitting in the Chrome, that is called launch transaction, launch step. Okay, next step will be Step will be obviously login. We'll have our credentials. We are doing the login. Then we'll be doing search. Then add to cart. Add to cart. Then we'll be doing logout. Then we'll be doing log out. Right. So these are the typical steps everyone knows who is having mobile with them. Correct. This is called one script or scenario. Okay, it's just a technical term, guys. You guys will be easily catching up these technical terms because we are going to repeatedly using it. This script and this thing. So generally, what we'll do, we'll open Amazon application, right, and do it manually. Same thing we'll do with the help of tool. Same thing we'll try to record the same steps with the help of tool. We'll record the steps with tool. So what is the tool here we are using? We are using tool called LoadRunner. Tool called LoadRunner. At the end also we are going to discuss what is LoadRunner and why it is important, what is the advantages of LoadRunner. But we'll see here. So by recording the steps. So yeah. So record the script with the tool. Before going that, I think I should be able to I should explain you the LoadRunner architecture also. Okay, we'll briefly discuss about LoadRunner, guys, because if you see the tools which I am showing without any background, you guys might be getting a little bit of confused. So we'll discuss briefly about LoadRunner. We discuss briefly about LoadRunner. So to avoid confusion, I'll just tell you this thing. With the help of tools like LoadRunner and JMeter, we are going to do these activities, especially test design, execution, and analysis. Basically, these three steps we are going to do with tools like LoadRunner and JMeter. Okay, now what we are doing in the test design phase, we are using this tool and doing this, performing these steps. Why? Because generally people will do these steps only, no, login, search, check my orders, my accounts, everything, these things. So similar to this, we have one scenario or one script with us here, one flow with us. We are using LoadRunner to record it. So what is LoadRunner? We'll just discuss about LoadRunner, then we'll go into features. LoadRunner is a tool which helps us to record and replay. What is record and replay? You need to just do this thing manually once with the help of LoadRunner. Okay, LoadRunner will record the script, or LoadRunner will record the steps. The steps it will record. Then by simply clicking on play button, the LoadRunner tool will perform all the steps. All these steps. That is for one user. That is for one user. Okay. In LoadRunner, we have three components. Okay, LoadRunner is not a single tool; it's a combination of three tools. Once you download LoadRunner, these two tools will be installed. Like, for example, if you are using, any social media websites, you use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as a package, right? It is not with one company, but example I'm saying. Same like that with LoadRunner, we'll have three items, which is one is called Vugen. Don't confuse it. If the names are complicated, you'll get used to it. No, trust me. Controller and analysis. By typing analysis, you know what we are going to do. We will analyze. How? We'll see. Correct. Vugen. It is the shortcut of virtual user generator. Virtual user generator. Where we heard these virtual users? In 1 lakh example. Correct. We can't get all the 1 lakh people, real human beings, right? So where we are going to simulate those real-time users with the help of LoadRunner, we are going to do it with Vusion. And also where we are going to record and replay, we are going to record and replay in Vusion. With the help of Vusion, we'll record all these steps once, and with some kind of enhancements, with kind of some changes, simple changes, we are going to replay it successfully and do this thing, do these activities. Okay. So yeah, that is Vusion. Controller in Vusion, we'll be doing with one user, guys. One user will be doing with one user, and we will be able to do it one user only. Even though if you want with 100 users, you can't run it in Vusion. The tool will only allow with one user, this one. In controller, what we will do, we run the scenario, run the script or scenario. What here we are recorded now in Vusion, we have recorded now. Here we'll run it. Okay. For example, our example, 1 lakh users, unlike 1 lakh users, will run, will run. Then we'll do the analysis. When we run the test, what will happen? We'll get some statistics now that we'll analyze. Simple. Okay. So what we are going to do now, we will do the recording for a simple application, do the recording for one of the application and try to replay it. We won't be able to replay it because there is some code changes we need to do that we'll see in the class, tomorrow's class. But we'll just record and see. So with it, what happened? You will see how easy to record with Vusion. Okay. So this is one component, virtual user generator, controller, and analysis. You can see my desktop, right? Everyone? Can anyone confirm?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks a lot. So virtual user generator, analysis, controller, analysis. So as we discussed with controller, we are going to record the script. So now you will be getting one doubt. I'll show you. Then I'll tell you the doubt also, and tell you the solution also. Correct. So for example, we are going to test this application called advantageonlineshopping.com. Okay, there are like multiple applications are there with multiple difficulties. If you have interest, I will provide everything to you, so that you should be able to do the uh, scripting activities, whatever difficulty it will come. Okay, so you have a lot of practice. So my step is, I'll be launching. I just entered this one. I'll be logging in. Then I'll click on speakers. I'll click on speakers. Typical e-commerce website. Typical e-commerce website. Select any product. Click on add to cart, and it will be added to the cart. Okay. So this is the flow, or this is script, or this is the scenario. Correct. So what I'll do. This is how we'll launch the Vusion. We'll have the component. This one. Once we launch this, we'll have this UI part. So Vusion, this LoadRunner actually was with HP previously. Then it was acquired by Micro Focus. Now it is with OpenText. Same like how Facebook acquired Instagram. Elon Musk acquired Twitter. Right. Same like that. The ownership has changed now. It is with OpenText. OpenText. Okay. This is the basic interface. First step, click on this.
Vamsi,
Yeah, yeah.
hi. Are you showing your screen? Because I only see what you have written in the paint.
Is it? Okay, I'll try to reshare the screen, guys.
I don't know about others what they see.
Enter. Okay. Okay. Guys, can you see my desktop now? Actually, someone confirmed that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. So, I'll close it and open it again. So, as we discussed, we have three components in LoadRunner: virtual user generator, controller, and analysis. So, once we download and install it, these three things will be installed together. Okay. So I am opening it. It's version 2020. It's kind of interview question. They'll ask which version you use. 2020. There's a story behind it. I'll tell you in the class. So this is how it looks. First you need to left side, top corner, click on the star button, new script and solution. New script and solution. So we have multiple protocols here. Any application which you are using in browser is web HTTP HTML protocol, which comes under HTTP HTML protocol. So any web application, this by default will be there. So few things will which you will be adding into your build. So just remember this thing, but in future you will be getting used to it. Okay, so add to cart. I'm just giving demo class just to identify today's as today's demo class. Today's date is 29th, right? 29th April. Oh, okay. Yes. And click on create. So I have selected protocol. I have selected the I've clicked on create. So next, this is the interface. Don't confuse with that with it. Just go with whatever I'm showing. Just go with what I'm showing. Okay, we'll be doing it repeatedly. We'll get used to it. So I'll get this URL. I'll get this URL and I'll paste it here. I'll paste it here. This is what I am doing. I'm preparing LoadRunner to capture this application. Like what? Like these steps. We'll perform these steps and LoadRunner will capture all these things, whatever we are doing. Okay. So I have clicked on this record button. I have clicked on this record button. Okay. Then I have given my URL. I have given my URL and click on start. And click on start. It's just asking. I need to close the all the Chrome instances. In Chrome I have few things. No, so I'm okay. I'm clicking on okay. It will close automatically, and it LoadRunner only will launch the Chrome application for me because I have selected Chrome here. See, it's incognito. We're going to discuss about each and every aspect, whatever we see, with real-time examples, so that the class also will be funny and entertaining and informative as well. Correct. So, as it is in incognito mode, it's taking time. Anyone can tell me why it is taking time in incognito mode? If there are any IT background people, let it load. So before that, we can see a window, a recording bar or recording window or some kind of bar we are seeing here. What it does is, whenever we are recording the script or capturing the steps, launch, login, add to cart, search, log out, and all, we can use these steps and do some kind of actions. For example, I want to stop this test now. I can click on this button. I want to pause it. I can click on this button. I need to cancel the recording. And you can click on this button. Okay. Net create actions. You keep it. Create insert transactions. Okay. I'll tell you insert transactions. Reduces comments. If there's any comments I want to keep, I can keep it here. Demo classes, something like that. Okay, something like that I can do. Okay, it's taking a lot of time. I'll try with another application. Is my application system is slow? Everything is slow, right? We'll try to record again. Let's see. Why it's taking a lot of time. Or can we Edge? We'll try Edge now. So if you see, the recording elements are been increasing. We'll see what is this recording elements. Okay, it shows us the application is loading. Okay, let it load. In the meanwhile, try to consume or spend our time wisely. Yes. So we consider we have done this particular script recording, and we have kept with us the script. Okay, I'll show you the example of the script. If this is okay, it is loading. Now you see the application is loading. So we'll be doing the recording of these elements, and let's see what happens. So in the meanwhile, before it loads, guys, do you have any doubts that we need to clarify? You can ask me now. So we should not go to or click on any other step unless until these recording button, these reload button should stop, or else these elements should stop recording. Until unless we should not click on anything. We should wait until that. Okay, I'm going to give you a small exciting thing that you need to take it forward from today's class after this recording. Okay, so yeah, so what we have done, we have done the launch right. So I am giving the launch name and close. Okay, so now after launch, what is the step? That is called login. Login. I'm starting the name. Before going to that, before doing that particular step, I'm entering the name here. See, insert transaction. Let's see. I mean, future we'll see what is insert transaction, but I'm entering the name here. But and I can end it here. Okay. So I'll get the username and password. I'll yeah, I'll get the username and password. Isha user underscore one is the user I have created. Okay, I have created. What is password? Password at the rate of one is the password. Password at the rate of one is the password. Okay. So now I'm clicking on sign in button. Clicking on sign in button. I clicked it. Let it load. So while we are clicking, we should be careful. We should not click multiple clicks because every click there will be impact. So we should not click on anything. So now launch is done, right? I'm clicking on login. Sorry, launch. I'm closing the launch. Launch. Login is done. I'm closing the login button. Now I'm going to select these speakers. So I will write as click on speakers. What I'm going to do, I'll be clicking on speakers. Speakers, right? Click on speakers. So observe the URL. Observe the URL. It is domain, right? I'm clicking on this one. So you can see immediately the change in the URL. It's loading. It's loading. You can see I can experience it. The category is speakers. Some number is assigned. 4 number is assigned. Okay. Let it load. So we have entered this here. We can end it here. Once this page loads, we can end the click on speakers. It's taking a lot of time. Okay. So now I'll stop recording. Consider we have done launch, login, click on speakers, and done the logout. Okay, I'll stop recording. But I'll show you the script because we are about to end the time. We need to discuss few more things. These things technical things will happen when you're doing the application in real time. Also, you'll get a lot of challenges like this. So now I stopped the recording. Now I have this interface. So in this interface, I'll have all the details. Obviously, we'll go in future classes. This is our domain. If you remember, advantageonlineshopping.com. We have one host and 41 requests. So what is one host is this is host. Amazon.com, that is called host. Okay, 41 requests. So before going to script, I'll show you one thing. I told you I'll show you one thing, right? So it's kind of a technical, but don't get confused, guys. I am clicking on inspect elements. The way you see the applications or anything will change after our classes. Okay, so I'm clicking on this one. Before that, I want to tell you one small story or an insight. Consider Amazon application. Consider Amazon application or any other application. For us to call it as Amazon application, there will be lot of pages are responsible. Correct. Launch page, login page, search page, add to cart page, my orders page, my account page. All these pages are will combined and we'll call it as an Amazon application. We'll call it as an Amazon application. Now we'll take the example of one simple step called launch. Now we are now we understand what is launch, right? Launch. So the story here is as one application is having multiple pages, every page every page has multiple requests. Has multiple requests. Request 1, request 2, request 3, request 3. Like this, we'll have multiple requests. Request is the smallest element in the application. Request is the smallest element in the application. We'll see the example of request now. Smallest element in the request. Request have mainly three parts, 4 parts we have, but our perspective will consider 3, and future we'll discuss about other things also. This request has considered, for example, if a man or if a human being is have a head, body, legs, right, like that. Uh, Request also we having 3 parts. We'll show a real time. We'll see a real time example. For example, I don't have VPN. No, why it is taking a lot of time? Have done the inspect, right click. I did the right click, inspect network. I came to network. Okay, I'm just entering the URL. So as Amazon, this advantageonlineshopping.com is also having multiple pages. The whole pages like speakers, laptops, mobile phones, all these pages are considered to be as uh, advantageonlineshopping.com application. It's taking a lot of time. Can you guys share my screen? Can you tell me? Okay, thank you. I don't know why this is not. Very good that you guys can see this example. Okay. So for example, if it get loads, we are capturing this request, right? First request, second request, third request, we're going to capture, right? Same request we will be able to capture in the LoadRunner also. Okay. Now we are done in action, right? We'll go to action. I'll go to action and I'll show you what we have captured, what is called request. It's called request. Okay. So you guys can see some piece of code is there. Okay. Forgot about everything. Okay. You see here the same thing you have seen. Start transaction is there, no, when we are recording. Same launch, for launch we have started here and we have ended here. We have ended here. How I am coming very fast, that because my eyes are used to this script, looking into this code and all. That's why I'm coming very fast. So between the start transaction and end transaction, these piece of codes, whatever we have, we didn't write this, we just recorded it. We didn't write this, we just recorded it, right? So all this piece of code is responsible for loading the launch page. Loading the launch page. Okay, let me clear the cache and do it in the tomorrow's class. But yeah, these are the requests. So this is the first request. Leave everything. I'll remove to remove your confusion. I'll remove all these things. Okay, all these things you remove. So this is one. This piece of code is called one request. Okay, this is the request name. This is the request name. This is the request name. As example, we told like we have three requests, but they will be having multiple requests. They'll be having, each page will having multiple requests. Okay. So this request, where you will see this request, you also see in the inspect tab. In this inspect tab, manually I'm opening the launch page. You know, here also you'll see the same thing. Tomorrow I'll just remove all the cache and I'll run it with you and show you. Same thing you can see there. That what does it mean? Whatever the actions you are performing manually, these things you never saw because there is no chance for you to work on these things. But now you are coming into this. Okay, whatever the actions you are doing manually, same things you are recording in the tools like LoadRunner and JMeter, and you are doing some changes, that is called enhancements, and you are by just clicking on this run button, that's it. It will do the launch, login, add to cart, and book the product and log out for you. Okay, so why we make this? We make this script or this scenario. Why we'll make this? To run the script with multiple users, that we'll see in coming classes. But this is what I want to show you guys. So this is the request, and one multiple requests will combine into single page. So these things are will be confusing. For example, we have only done 2-3 steps. We have this much of code. How we need to see if there is any confusion? There is small tip I can give you, that take one request at a time. Take one request at a time, one transaction at a time. Sorry, one we'll call it as one step, right? One step at a time. Like launch, first complete launch, then complete login, then complete logout. You in no time will be completing your script. You'll be completing your script. So these all the things will comes under test design space. Designing the test. Say with how many users we have run? We have run with only single user. I'll show you the username also. Control F. Uh, Isha user, right? Fine, next. See, this is the username. This is the password, right? This is the password. So now, you guys might be having, sir, can we do the same thing with Amazon application? I'll ask my friend to record the script and give it to me. It's Amazon application or a Facebook application. Am I able to get this username and passwords? No. Applications which are in production will have high security. We won't be able to do it with all the applications. The application team should give us permission. This is demo application. These guys gave us a permission to record the script. That's why we are able to see this. All general applications, Amazon, Facebook, or any other secure banking applications, we won't be able to do it. When we'll be able to do it, we'll be able to do it in the test environment only. Means URLs that are only given to the testers, those URLs only we are able to test it with the help of those URLs. We can't test any other things. There is one more point I want to add to you guys. So yeah, we are end of our session. So yeah, in the execution phase we'll execute the same test. In the design phase we'll run with the user, with single user, but in execution with the help of controller we'll be running with multiple users. One more small point I want to tell you, that your 70% or almost 80% of your hard work efforts are will be there in the test design phase only, which whatever we saw now. If we are able to perfectly learn that, the performance whole thing is a cakewalk for you. It will be a cakewalk. So try to concentrate more on, you need to concentrate on everything, but you need to practice more on test design thing. Okay, recording the script and replaying the script. Okay, so we'll go with the questions now. Kindly please ask any kind of doubt you guys have, whether it
Hi,
can be
Abhishek.
about yeah. Hi Avinash.
Yeah, I just wanted to know like which version of LoadRunner you have installed. Like, if my OS is Windows 10, I mean,
Okay,
is it okay or I should have Windows 11 OS?
nothing like that, nothing like that. You can have any version, you will be able to install it when you join the classes. After the introduction is done, I will share you the link also, this particular file, how to install. You are able to install it and I'll help you to install it in your laptop also if you are having any issues.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Any other doubts guys regarding career, how you need to go further, you know, opportunities outside? And one more thing is, do you need coding, is a common question, right? You should be guys are having coding only like 5%, that we have having predefined code I will be providing. You just need to edit it on your own and you need to paste it. That's it. You need to learn it once. Hardly like 5 6 lines or 10 lines of code you are going to see. That is also like printf, scanf, all these things. Just that's it. No major coding will be there. That way people who hate coding can now aram se come to performance. Any other questions guys? Any other questions guys?
Hi Vanshi,
Hi.
this is so how to crack the interviews and what are the opportunities right now and any job assistance?
Yes, definitely. So I'll answer one by one. So market here now it is, as per as my knowledge, I'm not speaking because of with the Isha groups, but with personally the calls are coming. It's like a wave. In every 1 week, every 2 weeks, the call will get a lot of calls and will be, students are updating me that we are getting calls and they are doing it. Few students are coming and saying we are not getting calls. I'll see their resume, I'll see their, if I have time, right, resumes and Naukri, LinkedIn, and I'll try to assist them and try to edit or do those things to get their calls. Second thing is, what was the second thing, sorry? Any job
Uh,
assistance or something, like interview questions, right? So
yeah,
I'll provide you interview questions.
interview.
Yeah, whenever I'm saying some topic, I'll tell you, this will be interview question. You turn your book and I'll tell you the techniques how to take the interview questions. So aram se there will be a lot of techniques. Aram se you will be able to get like 400 500 interview questions. If I ask you that, you can definitely able to answer everything. I can't promise 400 500, but if you have interest you can note it down. Okay, I have done it personally long back, so that's why I'm telling you. Interview questions, I'll be telling interview questions, I'll be providing you with a lot of interview questions. Everything will be taken care of. You need to tell as a real time person, right? You should be able to, I can train you in a way that you can be able to explain it in a real time manner, how the IT professional does. So interview assistance, currently we are not providing any assistance, but if you need any mock interviews, I can speak with the team. I can provide the mock interviews for you, so that you will have that experience. It will be tough, guys. I'll make you, sit in a very tough position, so that when you go to the real time interviews, that will be easy for you. So all the things will be taken care of. Generally, interview is like 70 80% of hardness will be there. Job, some most of the time it won't be that hard, but preparing for the interview, because there is a lot of competition, beating that competition, and you need to stand out, all these things. That's why interview is a little bit difficult, but every aspect of that will try to help you. I'll try to help you. Yeah. Any other doubts, guys? Those are a couple of good questions. So you can contact this below number to register. We have going to start classes by tomorrow. I think that's it from my end, guys. So this is Vamshi. Today we are going to sign off from the demo class. Kindly ping in the chat, or I think you will get my number there, or contact this below number. Yeah, any queries, any questions. Happy careers. I wish you get good careers. Yeah. I'm stop sharing my screen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anything? Thank you, team.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. Thank you, Abhi.